Thanks, Joe, for doing this. I'm excited to have this discussion. You came to us back in February of 2025. Just want you to share your experience working with us and what has made a difference for you. So, with that said, tell me a little bit about yourself, what industry you're in. If you want to go into numbers, that's great. If not, no pressure with that. But just tell us, like, before you came to work with us, what does that, that was like, and what is your experience now?
Sure. So, as my industry that I'm in, I do fiber optics contracting, and I guess the lion's share of my work would be in the municipal and state agency realm, basically. And for the past 20 plus years, I've been running my company. The name right now is Mon-Arc Fiber Optics, and I have been running as a sole proprietor for that entire time, for that 20 years, and I just had a kind of a family friend CPA that did my taxes every year, and I mean I was paying on the regular, gosh, I don't know, 30 to 50,000, 75,000 a year in my taxes that I've been paying, and so I was just prepared every year, 30 to 50 to 75,000 I'm paying in taxes. And so it just got to a point where it's just like, man, it's got to be a little easier than that. So that's when I was looking into changing my company structure to maybe a corporation or whatever would help me the most as far as tax savings are concerned. And then I came across Elite Consulting. I think it was through Facebook, if I remember correctly. And I called them up, and they were very engaging. And kind of at the very beginning, saying, yes, you should probably do this. It would be in your, it would be an advantage to you to do that. And I mean, to this point, I am so glad that I did, because I mean, I'm saving, nearly a half a million in tax savings just for, one of my biggest years, bringing in $2 million, and, trying to figure what am I going to do for, taxes this year. And it's just, yeah, very, very pleasing to see the results, for my biggest year in business to date. And
Awesome.
yeah, so
Very good. So the timing must have been just perfect, right?
exactly. Yeah, because like I said, this was 2025 was the biggest year I've ever had.
Mhm.
Probably close to double of any other year I've done.
Right.
And yeah, so the timing couldn't have been better. So.
Wonderful. I'm so happy to hear that. As far as working with my team, Kent and Ola and the rest of the team, what stood up for you compared to your prior experiences?
Um, I think one of the things would be the knowledge that they have. Like I never knew about the Augusta rule before,
Mhm.
and I'm not sure if that's something that you have to be a corporation to be able to utilize, or can anybody utilize that? Can a sole proprietor use that?
Not necessarily right. Yeah, there is a gray line, and we usually want to make sure you're always in the right side of the equation. But correct, you would have not been able to use that because it's
As
a
a sole proprietor.
correct. Mhm.
Gotcha. So, I
Mhm.
mean, things like that, your team, had that knowledge, and, looking at my tax return from previous that you guys done versus my other, family friend CPA, which she was great,
Right.
but there was, from my family friend CPA, there was no, I guess maybe urgency to say, hey, maybe you should do this. Maybe you should look into being a S corp, or something along that line, because you could save so much more money on your taxes doing that. So I never really had that
Mhm.
input from my family, friend CPA, and just every year and year and year, just paying that 30, 50,000, whatever it was. I'm just like, man, there's I could probably do better. And
Right.
so,
Right. Yeah.
obviously, going through Elite Consulting really helped that, and make me understand that yes, I probably should have done this quite some time ago.
Right, right. Especially knowing, sometimes it gets rough with having friends or family members doing it because you don't want to hurt their feeling.
Oh
But
yeah,
at the end of the day, it's like they're tax preparers, not tax advisory, and they really
exactly,
focus on that. And so, if a relationship is worth $315,000, you can take them out for a good dinner, and they'll be
exactly,
happy, and you'll be happy, right? At the end of
exactly.
That's the goal. So now that we just went through your tax savings, you were supposed to be writing a check for close to about $390,000. Now you're only going to write a check for close to, I think, 80,000.
That's
What is
correct.
this extra $315,000 going to mean to you, to your family, to your company?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. I mean, I can't be any happier, going this route and choosing you guys. And, I just, yeah, I can't express how happy I am that I made this move. And yeah, I mean, it's right here in front of me in black and white. Those numbers just, they don't lie. So
Right.
yeah,
Wonderful.
yeah.
Wonderful. Now, you came to us through Facebook. A lot of our clients do because we are across the country and so forth. And sometimes people, when we do have our consultations, they're like, this sounds too good to be true. What would you say to someone that's on the fence and is really, questioning if this is something that they should be doing or not?
I would say if you're in a sole proprietorship and you're thinking of making the jump, 100%. I mean, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain for it. It's I don't know why I didn't do it sooner, honestly. And the work that I do, it's just myself doing the whole thing, doing the bidding, the estimating, the work, the test documentation, everything, deliverables that I have to give to my customers. And the tax thing, it's the least thing from my mind when, doing work 365 days a year. And to have somebody like, you guys, consulting and knowing all of the tricks of the trade, so to speak, it's just invaluable. It's
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Joe. I really appreciate it. I know you're busy, so I won't take a lot of your time, but this means a lot, and hopefully it will help others save hundreds of thousands of dollars as well. Okay?
yes, absolutely.
Appreciate it.